Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Do it. Let's take a look. See what we've got here. All right, CPU. Reader is 78 decibels. But I mean, this is some real rendering this many buckets. Fans were just loud. Interested to see what these Gen 7 available as of right now. We don't know when it's going to be available. These RTX graphics cards, fastest one you can get. I don't get the Ryzen version. Good job cooling it. That's one thing that's kind of disappointing. It doesn't actually let you. But yeah, we've got performance with overall settings. I'm running a Cinebench Gen 7i graphics card. These are the numbers. Those are some good temperatures. 70. On this live, it's going to be posted where this goes. If you have a specific first, if you have a specific benchmark, then requests here in MSI Afterburner relation effect on my screen being pushed onto it. Chat, is there a specific? Yeah, this. Anytime I yell, it makes the decibel. So that's what we're running at right now. The rendering background, there's blazing fast speeds. Get my notepad. All right, so we got not too in on the multi-core. See a familiar name. Lonely little bucket all by itself. So the majority of games multiple cores, but I want to have a really good Legion 7. So up is expected to be available start a Intel machine. Here. Lenovo. 7. I'm in Legion and Slim. Wiggle. Ryzen version. I don't know when that's going to be. Kinds of computers lately. Settings right now. Let me check. Yeah, my YouTube is. I want to buy Legion 7, but I'm afraid of the hinges. Your Wi-Fi not strong enough for streaming, maybe. Second upload speed on live is showing that stream Let's download that. 14 to 20 days. I plan to be doing even do 1,000. The stream real quick and then restart it and see if that helps reset it. So for the CPU, The Witcher, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Cyberpunk. Let's open up Steam. I can jump onto a game if you guys have a preference out of this library that I have. Bench. Delay that I'm getting. NVIDIA GeForce real quick. This PC. See, it's got Ashwin K. Hi, how's it going? Emersat Hamform. How you doing? Bench. Save the games for last unless somebody has a game that they're specifically wanting to check out. All right, let's run the CPU benchmark. Oh, it doesn't look like my external microphone is the one that's picking this up. On. All right, my best, but doing the stream. Wow, there we got a 1272 single core score. Still has Geekbench 5 single core is 8280. Does it crack while opening and closing? So I haven't done my open and close test yet. I'm going to save that for the review just in case it breaks. So I'm going to be opening and closing the lid several hundred times, possibly even 1,000 times, to simulate what everybody is explaining on Reddit to see if it's actually an issue or if it's just squeaky. So. All right, let me make sure I'm reading all of these. Lower the bit rate. Not only lagging. Subhub, do you manage the settings and stream again? Yeah, I'll go ahead and I've got a variable bit rate on my stream settings right now, but I can go ahead and set that lower. I'm going to set that to like 7 megabits upload. Right now it's at 15. Let's see if that helps things a bit. I'm still showing excellent connection on my YouTube live stream. Not sure what I need to change. Try 5,000 megabits. All right. Let's jump back in there. Output. Right now it's at 8,000 kilobits, so 8 megabits. Let's change 264. Please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Stream status.
Please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently, keyframes are not being sent often. What does that mean? Sorry, guys. Please use a keyframe free. Change so keyframes are sent every 2 seconds. How do I do that in OBS? I didn't have this problem on my last stream. I wonder what's going on. Keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Where do I set that in OBS? Come in. On a live stream right now. I'm using software, right? Yeah, in OBS it's saying that my encoder for hardware for the streaming. Okay, I just choose on my phone on the stream while we're doing that. Yeah, I wonder what the issue is. It's showing excellent connection within YouTube, but it's still showing that it's got a circle going on right now. Try. I'm pretty sure that I got all the updates. No updates available. Advanced. I'm downloading. Okay, I think I figured Streamlabs up. Can you guys hear me? I think it's working. into chat. So now it's saying excellent connection. I'm in Streamlabs. Actually, Streamlabs, I like how it automatically put the chat there. That's nice. Up until then, I had YouTube in a separate window in order to see what the chat was doing. All right, I think it's looking good now. Does Streamlabs show you what your connection is looking like? Performance window. 69% dropped frames. Is that bad? Your extreme is experiencing issues. So it's showing I'm getting 5,000 kilobits per second upload. That's less than I had hoped for, but are you guys, is everything looking a little bit smoother now? Is it looking better for you guys? Let me jump in on my phone and see what it's looking like. Is it looking better for you guys? Let me jump in on my phone and see what it's looking like. Is it looking better for you guys? Let me jump in on my phone and see what it's looking like. Alright, so let's go ahead and record the Time Spy scores. Sorry about the stream issues, guys. I'm not sure what's going on today. That last stream I did didn't have any of these issues. But it looks like Streamlabs is doing a better job of picking up this stream, so I'm going to stick with them for right now. So, 3D Mark. Time Spy. Graphics score 8,667. CPU score 10,193. Refresh chat. Oh, do I gotta keep hitting refresh on the chat? No, I don't think so. Wow, Streamlabs has a lot of really cool settings. I might have to look more into this. I mean, I've heard about it, but yeah, Streamlabs looks pretty cool. Caesar M, hey man, have you experienced problems with the laptop hinges? As of right now, no. It's got some wobble on it when I bang on it, but opening and closing it, it feels pretty good. For my actual review video that I'm going to be releasing on Friday, I'm going to be showing you opening and closing the laptop in a time lapse. I'm going to do it hundreds of times to kind of simulate all of that. Oh, what just happened? Oh, that's weird. Interesting. Looks like I'm having some graphics issues. I had that when I turned the afterburner overclocking stuff up last time, but now I'm not doing anything there. I'm just gonna close afterburner. Okay, that went away. Not sure what that was about. But yeah, to answer your question, on Friday you'll be able to see. Are you going to review the X series laptops? Possibly in the future. So Lenovo Legion X, or X series of what brand? All right, let's open up. Start with Apex Legends and see what kind of FPS we're getting. How's the stream looking for you guys now? Is it looking smoother? Continue. Let's jump into the training, see what this beautiful training scene right here is giving us. As you can see there in the top right corner, it's kind of tiny. We're getting 156 frames per second right now. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I was having issues with the Aurora R12 in my live benchmarks on that one. I don't think I was getting frames per second this high. So I'll go ahead and show you what my settings are. We've got display mode full screen. We've got 1080p resolution. Let's see if there's any other settings we can max out. Spot shadow detail, let's go to very high. Triple buffered adaptive. So it looks like it starts with the base high preset settings. Actually, let me put it back to high because that's the normal default. Kind of get an overall recording of what my frames per second are. Okay, I'm getting 160 here, 168, looking over here, 177, 173, 180, 195, 181, 62, 71, 200. Well, it's kind of all over the place depending on where you're looking. $157 is the lowest we got. 70. Only saw 190 once. So yeah, that's looking more. 170 is what I'm seeing most consistently. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark that. See what our temperatures are right now. So GPU temperature 58. CPU temperature 62. Or 70. 72. 72 is the highest. GPU's, when we jumped in, it was at 59. Highest the CPU was at was 72. Let's go ahead and mark those. Where'd my notepad go? I was recording all that. Apex Legends. CPU 72. GPU max we got was 59. We can play it a little bit longer too, see if we can get those temperatures even higher. And the frame rate, we're getting most consistently about 170 frames per second. The Alienware X series, I do plan on reviewing that here in the future. I'm not sure how soon, because I've got a few other laptops that are coming up. How loud is the fan under heavy performance? So when I was running the benchmark tests, the fan was looking at about 67 decibels. But let's jump back into Apex Legends and I'll show you, after kind of moving around, what we're looking at. Now let's jack up some of the other settings. Triple buffered, adaptive 1/2 rate. What else can we jack up? Spot shadow detail, yep, that's what we were going to turn on. Other than that, there's no other settings that I can max out. So let's go ahead and apply that. Move around, try to go as crazy as possible. So yeah, it doesn't look like it really... Oh wow, we just got 20 frames per second looking up there. So when you look at the sky, you get some pretty awesome frames per second. We got 280, 295 looking straight up. But yeah, and then as soon as you start rendering stuff, that's when it kicks it up. But not really a big noticeable difference jacking up those other settings. Maybe possibly a 5 frames per second difference. See what that monster's doing over there. Alright. $72, $59. GPU usage. Fan. Max the GPU got was 64 when I jacked all those settings up. The max the CPU got to was honestly 74. Yeah, that was the max. Those are the max temperatures that we got. But I'll call it 72 since it only went to 74 like barely once. We were really pushing that to its max. Alright, now let's jump on to... Let's do Doom Eternal. I like that game. Save. Make sure Apex is closed. See what we got for Doom. downloading. Why is it saying it's downloading? I just did this a long time ago. Alright, well, let's jump on to a different one while that's going. I know I installed Shadow of a Tomb Raider. Options. Yep, those options look good. Let's go into play. Skip. Options. Display and graphics. Highest preset settings. We want to really push this and see what we got. Yeah, the fans are really kicking it in gear right now. Are you giving me a 7i? Oh, we'll see. See if I win the lottery. So we're looking at 89, 90 frames per second right now. See what the averages are here at the end. But be right back. I hope you win. Yeah, I do too. That would be nice. Do you need to change the thermal paste and thermal pads to make the device run better? I haven't heard that on the Legion 7i. wonder why I'm getting so many dropped frames on my stream. The 7i is Intel and the 7 is Ryzen, right? That is correct. I wish I could have gotten the Ryzen version. They're really not available right now. The 7i is Intel and the 7 is Ryzen, right? That is correct. Yeah, I'm sorry about the lagginess. I'm not sure why it's doing that right now. I've got the exact same settings I had on my last stream, and it was perfect. I did a test on my phone. The audio is still coming through without cutting in and out, right? Senpai. Yeah, the stream is a little bit laggy. Let me check real quick to see if anybody's downloading anything. Alright, so is it looking a little bit smoother now? I had somebody in the family room watching something. Let me check my internet on my main machine right now. My main machine is getting 144 megabits per second download right now. So speedtest.net said I got a 17 megabits per second upload. I don't know why Streamlabs is only utilizing like 4,000 or 4 megabits per second right now. I don't know what that's about. Oh, thank you, Senpai. I really appreciate that. Trying to make this a better stream for you guys, but unfortunately the stream is... Let me look at my output settings. Streaming, software. Maybe if I change encoder to hardware versus software. Yeah, it's showing that I have 5 megabits per second upload, which is not that good right now. But when I do a speedtest.net with the machine, it's saying that I'm getting like 17 megabits per second. So there must be a setting in Streamlabs that's not working right now. I don't know if somebody has a good advice on Streamlabs settings. Okay. And now I'm even lower at 2 megabits per second upload using hardware encoding. Does that look at all faster for anybody? Looks a little smoother on my phone. My phone isn't using internet, or it isn't using Wi-Fi, so it shouldn't be slowing anything down. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into something else. Sorry about the... Oh, I didn't even check... Average frames per second, 96. That's what it was. Go ahead and mark that. .96 frames per second. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. I know that was probably pretty boring to watch me figure out some streaming issues. Alright, I'm going to jump into... Let's jump into Cyberpunk. Continue without account. I just want to play. It's weird, I'm looking on my phone, it looks like the stream is smoother, and yet when I look in Streamlabs, it's showing that I'm only at 2.7 megabits per second upload, which is pretty bad. I don't really understand how this works. It blows my mind that at 2.6 megabits per second, which is extremely low, I'm getting a much smoother connection right now.
Good morning, Night City! Yesterday's body count lottery rounded out to a solid and sturdy 30. And out of Haywood, thanks to unabated gang wars, one officer down, so I guess you're all screwed!
Cyberpunk 2077. I don't think... Oh, so it did save my games. Okay, so we'll go to... The Street Kid. Ooh, the fans are really kicking in gear right now. Start reading. That's what we're getting right now, and then as soon as I talk it goes up. But yeah, about 66 decibels on the fans. Yeah, I don't know what made it better. It's showing my connection is even worse now. I can't imagine why my upload speed is only 3 megabits per second within Streamlabs. So Cyberpunk, right now we're looking 63, 64, 67, 62 frames per second. Anytime it drops below 60, that's when you kind of notice a little stutter. 59. Make sure my settings are all the highest preset settings. Presets. Oh, that's wrong presets. Graphics presets. Ray tracing ultra. Motion blur high. All the settings are all the way up except for screen space reflections quality. That looks like it can go higher. Psycho. You want to go to Psycho, see what happens at Psycho? Ray trace lighting. Ultra Psycho. What do you think about the new open of RTX 3070 Ti and 3080 Ti with the price? I haven't looked at those prices yet on those. But I know that those graphics cards are just ridiculously priced right now because of cryptocurrency mining. It's getting a little nuts. Okay, so with those settings at Psycho, instead of resting at like 62 frames per second, we're getting 41 FPS with the settings at Psycho. So not very good. Don't want to take it to Psycho, but I don't really notice the Psycho quality looking better. Yeah, 47 frames per second. 53. Let's go to the parking lot.
V?
Vedris, how's it going, sir?
On location. About to find your man. Rick's one of the good guys, you'll see.
So whatever my settings are in Streamlabs right now, I guess I'm going to keep it at that because looking on my phone, it looks like everything's moving smoother now. .48 frames per second, 50 frames per second. This game does look pretty good.
Kirk, see the ride. Your moment to shine, kiddo.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and mark that down. Cyberpunk at ultra settings, highest preset settings that they have, was, it was above 60, but it was closer to like 62 frames per second. Now let's jump into Doom. That's probably done downloaded by now. They started $1,100 for 80 Ti and $600 for the 7 Ti, I think. $600 doesn't sound very expensive for that. Would you say this is similar in performance to the Max-Q 3070 with full performance? Are you talking about the performance of the machine that I'm on right now, or are you comparing the... Oh no, that's somebody else. Zeemlau is asking a different question than Senpai. Max-Q 3070 full performance 3060. I'm not sure I understand the question. I need to get Afterburner off of the screen. Max Q 3070 full performance 3060. Oh, versus the full. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Is the 3070 Max Q similar in perform? Probably. Let's do a quick test comparison, actually. See what those numbers are. 3070 Max Q versus 3060. I always love seeing these numbers. I'll just say benchmarks. This isn't showing me. Oh, here we go. So now it looks like, oh, but it's still showing me laptop GPU. I want to see the full performance GPU, not the laptop. User benchmark. $3060, not laptop. You said the 3070 Max Q. Lenovo. 3070 laptop. Showing the 3060, they're pretty close. This 3070 laptop looks like it's still performing better than the RTX 3060. Alright, let's jump into Doom and see what we got here. Hurt me plenty.
Against all the evil that
Skip.
conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you.
Wasn't there a hotkey to skip through all this? Hold R to skip, there we go. Skip. Love how you can just jump right into it. Okay, let's check out the FPS in here. Performance metrics, medium. Apply changes. 160.
I've located the free signal and will mark it on your HUD.
170. So once the characters go away, you're getting close to 200 frames per second. More 170, 160 when there's characters in there. Something just froze. Okay, well, That's interesting. So there's some real life performance issues right there. Wow. Control Alt Delete on a live stream, that's not good. I'll give you one more chance. Are you gonna load for me? No? Looks like you legitimately froze. Say not responding? No. Well, Legion 7i, that's not a, it's not a good look. It's not a good look on you. Let's jump in there again. Hopefully it won't do that this time. Alright, let's make sure that our settings are high up. Overall quality. Ultra Nightmare. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, and then I'm going to again turn on performance metrics. Okay, that's on. Apply changes. Back. Campaign. Game slot 1. Continue game. You know, to give the best average, since this one has some really good overlays, I'm going to turn on extreme overlays. And I'm gonna just do math to get the overall average after a minute of playing. Performance metrics, Ultra Nightmare, apply changes. So total, okay, total for, oh, actually I don't even have to turn all the way on. I think even, no, yeah, you have to turn that up. I'm trying to see my total frames rendered, and then I'm just going to divide by 60 seconds after my timer goes off. So I'm going to set a 60-second timer once I start that. Oh, but it's showing from the beginning. I'm going to turn it off first. Then go to Ultra Nightmare, apply changes, start. Oh, it's still showing 20. So we're going to start at 28 frames, 28,000 frames. Let's see how much it does in a minute. It's 28,000. There's my chainsaw. There she is. I love the depth of field when you're chainsawing these guys. How it blurs the background. You know what? That's not a fair representation because that room's pretty empty, not much to render. So we're going to start at 39,000, set our timer. I'm going to see how much it renders in 1 minute to give our overall average. Forgot how to get up there. Oh yeah, I moved that box over there. Alright, where are my zombies at? Unlock. There we go. Alright, we spent too much time in the menu. I'm gonna reset. Okay, now we got a lot of zombies here. I'm gonna restart at 54,000. Alright, here's some good action in here. This will give us a really good representation of how fast it really is. Boom! See ya. He gone. Bye. Alright, timer done. From 58,000, 64,000. What is that? 6,000 total. $6,000 divided by 60 frames per second. Is that 100? That doesn't sound right. Wait, did I just do that math wrong? There's no way it was 6,000. Oh, it was 54,000. So it was about 10,000. That's why it sounded weird. Divided by 60 frames per second. Per minute. 166. That's what it was at. And in Afterburner, what were our temps looking like at the max setting there? GPU stayed around 61. Let's see what the CPU is at. It jumped at one point to 82. Ranging more around the 70s. $70 frames per second, or 70 CPU. What did I say? For the GPU, it was, yeah, pretty stable, 62. Alright, now let's jump into The Witcher. Mighty the developer, how's it going? Shout out to Mighty the developer. Do you develop software? Is my audio coming through? Oh, no way. This is the issue I had on my last machine. So when I transferred my all my settings over to my new computer, everything is zoomed in. I can't zoom out because I remember when I went to the menu, it wouldn't let me see anything in order to change it back to 1920 by 1080. So I can't do The Witcher. I'm gonna have to reinstall that fresh instead of transporting the whole Android developer. Nice. Have you made any apps that I've seen before? I'm gonna have to exit out of The Witcher. So that's a bummer. I'm gonna have to. Oh, I still have Doom running. But yeah, I'm going to have to uninstall The Witcher in order to make that work. Witcher. Manage. And delete local files. Updates. Controller. It's weird that I can't change the resolution settings from outside The Witcher, but it basically made it to where I can't change it back because everything got all zoomed in weird the last time I tried to do a 4K test. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to uninstall that one. GTA 5. Yeah, I've got a request for that before. I'm gonna have to. How much is that? I'm gonna have to get that one. Can I get that through Steam, or is that only through... Oh, it's only $15? Wow, that's come down in price quite a bit. Yeah, I can do that. Wow, it was released a while ago. Is that the right one? Is this the one you're talking about, Mighty? Yeah, I don't know if I want to get all those bundles, but I can do $15. Alright, was there any other games that I already had that I... Oh, Forza was another benchmark one that I was going to run. Can you test control as well? Is control a game? Or are you talking about something? I don't think I've played that one before. Is there a demo of this one? So you happen to have a separate Steam account just for benchmark broadcasts. No, actually, I didn't have a Steam account before that because back at my last job, I did not have that much time to play video games, and I lost my account information from my last Steam account. So there's a big gap of a few years, especially after having kids, that I didn't really play that many games anymore. But now that this is kind of part of how I can help pay the bills, it's a lot more justifiable. Did you have Cyberpunk 2077? Yes, I ran that one, but I just realized I forgot to show the temperatures on that one, so I can jump back into that one, show you what the frames per second I'm getting on that is, and then also do a quick jump into the thermals to show you what we're getting for that. Yeah, it's still showing that my upload speed is 2.5 megabits per second, and yet everything is a lot smoother than it was before. I don't really understand why. Okay, so this was the ultra crazy settings, not the highest default. This was some stuff that I did on top of that. So quick preset, ray tracing ultra, that turns off some settings up here. What was that? Yeah, screen space reflections, and then I think some shadow options. Ray trace lighting, that you can set to Psycho. We're not going to do Psycho, we're going to show you what, because Psycho, honestly, when I tested it, it didn't look that much better. So we've got 50, 52, 51, 47, 49. Wait, did I save those settings? Because that didn't really change it that much. No, okay. Ray tracing ultra. I thought that just saves those settings once you. Right, defaults. Yeah, so that's not very impressive frames per second. I was getting 60 before, I'm not sure. Ray tracing ultra. I guess after being in it for a while, it starts lowering the FPS. See, yeah, it's kind of not really worth it with this machine to do any 4K tests, especially when we're barely getting what we need at regular 1080p. Yeah, so 49, 47, 48. 53, 56. Let's go down to the basement, or the parking garage. Let's see what we got in there.
V? Status. On location. About to find your man. Rick's one of the good guys, you'll see. I trust him like a brother. Someone can help you with.
49, 50, 51,
Kirk.
52,
Your moment to shine, kiddo.
50,
Good luck.
56, 53. Between 52 and 54 is kind of where it's sitting average. Let's jump into Afterburner and see what our temperature's at. GPU 64 and CPU temperature was hitting some pretty high numbers. 81 was the highest it got there. So 81 CPU, 64 GPU. So let's actually update that, because after running it for longer, that's a more realistic representation of what it's going to be doing. So it's more like 52 frames per second, and GPU, it's the highest it got. 64. I think 82 was the hottest for the CPU. '83 is actually the hottest, but between 81 and 83, it's about 82. Mighty the developer, mighty the developer. Thanks for joining, buddy. I appreciate everybody that jumps on and kind of gives some good, helpful feedback to kind of make this the best, most informative, but also fun stream that I can make it. Obviously, this is my second stream that I've done. This one's a little worse than my last stream, honestly, because I had so many different issues there in the beginning. Apologize for that. I don't know why. I didn't change any settings from my last stream. But what I am going to do, since I have gotten a few requests for GTA 5, let's see how long that would take to download. It might take too long for this specific one to download it. The graphics card is a 2080 Supermax Q, and the CPU is an Intel i9. The exact number on that was 10980 HK CPU, 32 gigabytes of RAM. Just in case something pops up here. Color source. Let me cover the screen. I'm not sure if this is going to show any information that is payment related. Oh, that's obnoxious. Never mind. I haven't bought something on a live stream before, so I just want to make sure that there's no credit card information or name information that pops up. I don't think anything will. I'm going to add another color source that just blacks out the screen. Ooh, I got some more questions. Quick question, how long have you been honing your video editing skills for? Well, back in 2005, that's when I graduated college and went to a school in Orlando called Full Sail University, and that's where I learned how to do a bunch of editing and visual effects, 3D, computer animation, motion graphics, stuff like that. Graduated there. It was only a 2-year program, but it was year-round. It was very intense, very quick. So I got my bachelor's degree there after 2 years. So since 2007, or really the beginning of 2008 when I started working in Texas at an animation company, been doing animation and visual effects and some editing ever since about 2008. But so I got let go from my last job, which wasn't really that much of a media job, a few weeks ago, and I'm really trying to make YouTube full time. So I'm going to be honing in on those skills here a lot more. Really wanting to make my own content and not as much content specifically for companies anymore. Which software do I use for editing? For editing, I use Adobe Premiere, and then for some of the visual effects that I do, it's After Effects. Please do a watch vid on how to stream from Harris Heller. I will definitely do that because today was not fun in the beginning, dealing with those issues. I'm not sure why I had so many issues at the beginning when my last stream was used in the same settings. And yeah, and right now within Streamlabs it's showing I've got a 2.6 kilobits, 2.8 megabits per second upload. When I go into speedtest.net, it shows like 14 megabits per second. So I need to fix some setting somewhere. We review the X17 from Alienware. Yeah, I can put that on my list. Definitely got a lot of requests on specific things to review. Do I speak Hindi? No, I don't. I wish I did. It definitely seems like there's a lot of love from India on this channel. I think as far as YouTube popularity, I think YouTube is the most popular in the US, and then I think India is the second, percentage-wise, the second biggest percentage of a country that uses YouTube. I'm pretty sure that those were the numbers that I saw. So how do I block? I want to do something where, just in case this shows any information that I don't want people to see. Oh, here we go. I'll just do a black, and then I'll put myself underneath that. There we go. Alright, just while I'll do the payment stuff. I trust you guys, but I don't know who else is going to see this stream later, and I just want to make sure that there's not any payment information that pops up. I haven't done this before. What is that? Security code is on my wallet. What credit card is that? I don't even know if I've used that credit. Oh, there it is. Okay. Purchase. Install content. How long is that going to take? Am I going to have to end the stream and do it later, or? So it has G-Sync, but I'm not sure if it has FreeSync. I haven't seen anything on that. So my library, home, collections. So where's the GTA 5 that I just bought? I just bought GTA 5 and I'm not seeing it in my available downloads. Play now. Disk space required. Wow, 100 gigabytes. Yeah, that's going to take a while to download. I might just have to do that in a different stream. Alright, let's see what some of these other questions. Okay, stream is fixed. Nice. Yeah, I don't know what the issue was. I'm getting 3 megabits per second upload right now, which is slower than what I was getting before. I switched to Streamlabs, but even when I jumped right into Streamlabs, the stream was still not very strong. And then I restarted it. I don't think I changed any settings, but whatever settings I have right now, I'm going to keep those and definitely use Streamlabs next time instead of OBS. Create a new overlay and add camera as source. A new overlay? Are you saying you don't like my webcam? Or can you use Windows 7 on this laptop? I wouldn't see why not. Yeah, right now the webcam that I'm using is the webcam from my main machine, which is an Alienware M17 R3. I've got my Legion running to a stream card that goes into my Alienware computer for the stream. So how long is it saying that's going to take to download? Time remaining 1 hour and 30 minutes. Yep, I'm not... Can you play before it's downloaded? Ready to launch in approximately 1 hour. Nope. It's not something you can do. So let's check out Call of Duty. GTA 5 was free in the Epic Store? Oh man, really? What was my password for that? Got so many passwords for everything. Is that it? Yes. It's always a good feeling when a password works. Yeah, usually I keep myself pretty small on the screen, so I don't feel like I need a very high quality webcam for that. I'm really secondary. What's on the screen I feel like is what people are really interested in. I feel like. I mean, I could, I guess, get a better camera at some point, but I'm just so small on the screen right now. I'm going to see if it's still free on Epic. Because if it's not free, then that's going to make me feel a lot better. Buy now. Okay. So I guess it makes me feel better that it's not currently free anymore. I thought I downloaded a demo of Call of Duty Modern Warfare too. Oh, I downloaded Black Ops Cold War also, I thought. But we'll check out Black Ops 4 right now to see what frames per second we're getting. Wow, yeah, I wonder how many people tried to download that 100-something gigabyte file all at the same time. Yeah, that would kill your servers. Listen to those fans. They are kicking it. Except yeah, let me see what the fans are sounding like right now. I'm going to turn the speakers off so that doesn't affect it. Getting 66 decibels right now. Well, as soon as I start talking, it goes up, but yeah, 66 decibels. Stay. Wait, why is it? Team deathmatch. Downloading. I believe it's 100-watt max Q. Fun fact: you can refund games on Steam given your playtime is less than 2 hours and the purchased in the last 7 to 10 days. I did not know that. That's cool. Oh, it's only 54 degrees on the GPU. What's the CPU looking like? I mean, the fans are working pretty hard, but they're doing a really good job keeping the temperatures down. But yeah, it's a super max Q. Alright guys, I'm almost done with the stream. I'm going to try and play something in Call of Duty. I don't know what was going on. Let me restart it. Waiting on another update. Oh, that's why it wasn't showing me the multiplayer. Man, here I thought that finished downloading last night and it didn't. Good night, Aravind. Alright guys, it looks like Call of Duty's not working, so that's it for the games that I have downloaded for today. Keep an eye out for my full review coming up on Friday, where I show you all of the benchmarks that I ran today and some more, the other games that you guys are wanting to see as well. I'll go over all the temps and basically every single detail that you're going to need to know before purchasing this machine, and also to know whether it's worth it to wait for the Ryzen version of this computer. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. God bless.